Thank you, everybody. Actually, before we geek out, Nate, could you just come out for 1 second, just kind of front and center? Could we just, a little bit, I want to be able to see this. Could everyone just look at that t-shirt? That is freaking awesome. That's Iron Man. Can we get a round of applause for that? I don't know. I thought I was supposed to wear nerdy t-shirts, but... Right, this is Hack of the Month. So the New York Tech Meetup feels very strongly that it's important to recognize the people who are building the startups that we're celebrating here. So the whole purpose of the segment is to pause and to geek out and to kind of look a little bit below the surface of an app. And in this case, we're going to look at a really cool API, an API that's been called the Twilio of email. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Mailgun.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Constable, and I want to present you the first true email platform for developers called Mailgun. And when I say first true email platform, what I mean by that is that that Mailgun is not just for sending and blasting your users with your emails. It's actually a real email service that developers use to incorporate email tightly into their software. So that allows applications to engage in email conversations with humans and sometimes with other applications as well. All right, so let's do some coding. Should be fun using Linux and internet. What can possibly go wrong, right? All right. So I already pre-created an email domain called nytm.mailgun.com. I could have done it using API, by the way, but I used Control Panel. And there is a mailbox that I also created using Control Panel that could have been created using API as well. So what I want to do here, I want to build a simple application that sends a message out to a user and then gets back response and does something with it, which is something that all application developers should be doing because, frankly, I personally am tired of receiving emails from no reply addresses. I find it kind of rude. And to let my application receive that email in real time, I also created an email route. It's a special rule that Mailgun supports that in this case matches the address of the recipient, and if there is a match, it forwards that message to a URL of my application which I'm about to show you. And the message, when we forward that application to a developer, we also parse it. We parse it really well, so developers don't have to. All right, let's start with something simple. How about we send the message? Hold on, where do I send the message? I send it from here. So I say send. So I send the message to myself, and let's. Okay. I'm being told that, okay. So I just executed like a simple send program, and this is how it looks like. This is basically the simplest possible code someone could come up with that sends a message. Notice that this code doesn't really use any of these MIME formats, any of these like really old and terrible email standards. It's very simple. So we're innovating here. We're taking email, we're dragging it to this century that we live in. And we support all these other options that normally email will not give you. You could schedule a message to be delivered at a particular time. It doesn't need to be now. You can control priority of the messages. Well, you could send in test mode for unit tests. So we treat every email message as a transaction, like if it was a credit card transaction. And we give you a receipt, so you can call us and ask what happened to that message that I sent. And we'll tell you. So now let's see if I got it. Oh my God, yes, I did receive an email. And so there are a couple of attachments in that message. So now let's reply, right? So I am replying, and here's some text that I copied and pasted. And I also want to add an attachment. Where is it? All right. Work with me, audience. This is awesome. All right, Homer. So we're going to be sending a picture of Homer back. And here's my application running. No, I haven't opened it. Let me open the app. Oh, this application already received it. Oh, and someone sent another right here. So, okay, cool. It's not embarrassing. I'm happy. So as you can see, I have a little app running that is receiving messages and posting it on this page in real time. So this address over there that says demo@nytm.mailgun.com, you can email to the address right now and see your email show up. Also notice the body of the message is completely stripped from all the quoted parts, which normally is a big problem if you want to accept someone's response. So Mailgun detects which part of the message is the original message and which part is basically quotations, which there are usually 90% of. Also notice that signature is shown in a different color because we do signature detection as well. And obviously attachment. So attachment was detected and given to your app. And now let's take a look at the code. This is the most exciting part. This is the app that I just showed you. This is basically the entire source code for it. As you can see, this controller action, which exists in many web frameworks, receives the message completely parsed with all these different fields and posts it onto the web page. It's very simple. And also, because this, has anyone sent any messages yet? I was hoping for, all right. And also because it's a real mailbox, you could also download messages that, you can also download messages that people send to that mailbox later using POP3 or IMAP. And in fact, we eat our own dog food. Every single employee of Mailgun uses Mailbox hosted by Mailgun. So we built our own Gmail on top of ourselves, which we're pretty proud of, and we encourage developers to do the same. So this is Mailgun. Go check us out if you're a developer, and I'll be happy to answer a couple of questions. I think we have time, right?
All right, so we got, I think we have time for about 2 questions. So do we have any questions right over there?